Hey everybody, Christopher here, and I'm going to do something a little bit different because this is the defunct YouTube channel. I am locked out except for on my phone, so I created a new channel which I want you to go over and subscribe to as soon as you're done watching this. Just search Christopher Moonlight. It's another channel. You're smart. You'll find it. It'll say Total Moonlight Productions. It'll have a picture of me in black and white holding a camera in the little bar thingy, and my profile picture will be me with a bunch of movie poster stuff behind me. But since I still have access to this, I figured I'd just kind of do whatever I want with this while encouraging people to subscribe to my other channel. So I'm going to do a little kind of rip-off format of your boy Zach, which I am not. I'm your boy Christopher. But he has comics in his lap, and he just talks about them. So I'm going to do the same. But he talks about new comics. I want to talk about an old comic that I had. I actually got this in the mid-90s. It's from 1990. It's called World's Finest. It is written by Dave Gibbons, who is the artist of The Watchmen, and it is illustrated by Steve Rude, who is probably, to date, one of comic books' most amazing artists, in my humble opinion. But look at this cover. It's gorgeous. It's, representing Batman and Gotham and Superman, the all-American hero, and I really love it. I think it's one of the greatest comics probably ever created, as far as superheroes go anyway. And it really is what I wanted to see when they said, hey, we're doing a Batman versus Superman movie. I didn't really want to see them fight. I don't understand always wanting to see superheroes fight. You'd think they'd be smarter than that. And a lot of times when they do start fighting, you're like, wow, just opening the conversation a little differently would have avoided that entire fight. But people want to see them fight, I guess. I don't know. But they don't fight in this. They work together, and they complement each other. And this is, again, here are the credits, just so you can see. The Carl Kiesel, inker, Steve Oliff, color artist, Bill Oakley, letterer. They all did a fantastic job. And this is the kind of comics book storytelling that I want to see that is sorely lacking. Again, here's some of the artwork that you would have seen if you were buying the individual issues. And it is absolutely fantastic. Because not only is Superman and Batman teaming up, Joker and Lex Luthor are teaming up too. And look at that Joker. I don't get it. Why do we always have to have smeared, disheveled Joker? Listen. Heath Ledger did a great job, but that's not the Joker. And Joaquin Phoenix is just trying to do the Heath Ledger thing. And, I think Jack Nicholson was the closest we came to the actual Joker as we know him. And I didn't even like those movies. Anyway, this collection, again, I don't even know if this is in print anymore. But you get all this gorgeous artwork, all of these sketches with this book. And so I'm going to skip ahead here. You get an introduction to Batman. You get an introduction to Superman. Realizing that they're about to face their opponents again. You get this kind of strange backstory, too, that's going on. I won't spoil it. But look at this artwork. Now, I want to talk about comic book artwork. Now, since I'm a filmmaker and I'm a big comic book fan, one of the things that I always see, and I want to talk about in future installments of my show on my current YouTube channel, is I want to talk about the difference between comic books and movies from a writing, pacing standpoint. Because, you get your general tropes, your establishing shots, you get action going on, you get, cinematic shots, but you get different framing, and a comic book panel is always something like, you would see an entire fight going on here. But you can put it together, and you can pace it how you want, and you get these great dynamic poses. And, it's every moment is just a beautiful work of art. And you get it. You have these events happening that, you're jumping ahead in time constantly, which movies do. But look at this. You don't even need to understand. There's been a criminal act. Superman has saved the day. He's taken him in. No dialogue. Flash, it's an attorney. They get off scot-free. You can see how mad Superman is about that. And he knows who that attorney works for. And then you get this flashback story and you don't know what's going on here. Now this is a fabulous kind of panel of exposition of what's going on. They're at an orphanage charity event. Bruce and Clark are meeting. They are, and you see all the players that are there. Lois Lane, Commissioner Gordon, and you see the kids from the orphanage, and it's all happening really quick. Everybody's stating why they're there, and it doesn't have to play through. You can read it however you want, however fast or slow you want. Take your time looking at the gorgeous artwork. But there's nothing wasted here. This is all about, we know that this story is about the orphanage as well. We know that orphanages are important to Bruce and Clark because they are both orphans themselves. And you get introduced to other players here. And it's incredible. The artwork is incredible. Now, I'm going to skip ahead. There is a meeting between Joker and Lex Luthor. You can see they don't like each other, but they're going to work together. Now this is why I love comic books right here. Look at this scene. This in a movie would have to be played out over different shots. And here we have essentially what is the comic book equivalent of a Renaissance painting. You can see everything going on, all the action happening simultaneously, and you can look from moment to moment. And there are so many moments going on here. This. Yeah, and what is that? Why does he have a bow and arrow? And there's a woman jumping from a great height here. There are firemen, working to save people the best they can. And, there's just all these moments going on simultaneously. You could never do that in a movie. So it's like a Renaissance painting where there's all this action. You could just take all this time going on. But, again, you see Batman being heroic and, all this stuff going on. Look at how great that is. Batman's doing his thing. And then, check this out. That same moment before where they both realized that the Joker and Luthor were at it again, and now it's switched. Batman is realizing that Luthor, Superman's bad guy, is in town. And then, we'll see all this action going on, and bombs and clowns and that sort of thing. I love shots like this. And I love how the lettering is used. Look at this. Lettering is such an important part of comic book because noise does not take up space in your frame in a movie. But when used properly, it's just, look at that Joker laugh going through the crowd. And Superman's been embarrassed, and now he knows Batman's baddie is in town. So there's all this stuff that mirrors each other, and hey, that's a familiar shot. So, just fantastic work. And I won't go through the whole thing, obviously, and spoil it. But, if you can find a copy of this in print, or maybe it's available on digital download, this is great. the introduction of Superman into Gotham. You see these drunk ladies of the night seeing him and laughing about it. And there's this is a great shot too. Someone's trying to sabotage a building. Superman saves the day. And you get this person dragging this heavy mallet. We're no coincidence, though. Look at this. And then Superman's just twirling it in his fingers like it's nothing. And then I love stuff like this is so clever. This old lady going, and no cigar for guessing who gave the order. And then we see who gave the order, and he's smoking a cigar. You know, just little dialogue to visual transitions like this, you know, would be, you know, you can do it in movies, but it's not so much a part of the pacing of the story. Comic books are paced so wonderfully, and there's so much great artwork in here. So I'm excited about this. You know, there's no, like, any hang-ups the characters might have tie in directly with the story. The story is so beautifully structured and put together. There's no time for people to use this as, you know, to sermonize their audience or you know, because I think there's a lot of comic book writers these days. They don't understand that writing a comic book is not the same as writing in your Twitter feed. It's not whatever you feel. You have to have a plan to tell a story with action. And the story doesn't have anything to do with what you're thinking about in your personal daily life from day to day. You know, obviously people who have stories, they create themes and they have something to say, and those things make great stories. But, you know, it's like from month to month just writing and wanting to bash stuff. It's just ridiculous. You know, tell a good story. Every panel is Occam's razor. There is no character that you know doesn't need to be there. There is no moment in time that doesn't move the story forward and compel the audience. And the artwork, and this spans a period of time. Here's Christmas at the orphanage, and there's a play again, and there's so much going on. And these kids, we're understanding the importance of these kids. And the adults are, you know, all the things the adults are saying that the kids are not aware of, but are so important to them as characters and makes us feel urgency for them. And we can see Luther's up to something. He's like, oh, I'm building the big Luther orphanage. And people are going like, yeah, whatever. You know. So, anyway. This is a brilliant comic book. If you're tired of the awful, boring, juvenile comic books that are being written right now, and you want to read something good with Batman and Superman, and you want to really feel the pain of knowing that you were robbed in the Superman versus Batman movie, and it could have been something as amazing as this, where we actually have story and characters that we care about all the way through, and see Superman and Batman being heroic for the sake of being heroic and not because they're angry and misunderstanding each other like a couple of idiots. You know, apologies to Jack Snyder, but you know, the movie was entertaining, but it could have been so much more. So yeah, so check this out. This is, again, Batman, Superman, Batman, World's Finest by Dave Gibbons, Steve Rude. It's an amazing piece of work, and don't forget to follow me on my new YouTube channel. And let me know, by the way, if you want to see me do more comic book reviews and talk more about comic books, because I love comic books and I love filmmaking, and I do believe that they can tie together in certain ways, but I believe that having a healthy understanding of comic book storytelling and a healthy understanding of movie storytelling will make you better at either one. But if you misunderstand them and you think they're one and the same, you're just going to take your movie script and turn it into a comic book if you don't have the budget for your movie. Or your comic book is going to just, you know, translate directly into a movie. If you're a filmmaker, you know, you could be headed for disaster. So you do need to understand these things. I've taken a lot of years to understand them, and I'm still learning. So, but thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the new YouTube channel, not this one. This one's defunct. I think as soon as I lose this phone, I'll be locked out of it completely and won't be able to do videos like this. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day.